Defence of the Commonwealth title is Manchester-based Daho's 57th fight. He's won 33 of them, 11 inside the distance. The challenger is the Canadian lightweight champion John Kalbhenn from Toronto. He's 4 years younger than Daho and has won 19 of his 28 fights, 8 of them on stoppages. Well, together with 2 other Fight Night regulars, Tony Akubia, the new Commonwealth light welterweight champion, and Pat Barrett, the British champion at the same weight, Daho has revived the Manchester boxing scene. Now, can he keep it on the boil? Let's find out as we join our commentary team of Jim Watt and Hugh Johns. And on the way, let's hear from our MC, Vince Miller.
Ladies and gentlemen, we come to the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing at 3 minutes each round for the lightweight championship of the British Commonwealth. Presenting and introducing in the blue corner, the challenger from Canada, Johnny Kalbhenn. And in the red corner, the champion from Manchester, Najib Daho. At the weigh-in at 1 o'clock this afternoon, both boxers scaled 9 stone, 9 pound exactly. Your officials, employed by the British Boxing Border Control, are as follows. Your chief steward in charge, Mr. Dennis Lockton. Your referee for this contest will Mr. Billy Rafferty from Stewart in Scotland. Your timekeeper, Mr. Colin Roberts from Yorkshire. And your medical officers, Drs. Rosenberg and Sim. This is the main event of the evening. Thank you.
So now it's all down to Najib Daho. Can he keep alive the title here that he won so convincingly against Pat Doherty? It's going to be a rough, tough, bruising sort of a battle. John Kalbhenn is a real slugger. Najib Daho knows he could be in for a war. But that's no new thing for him. He was born 30 years ago during a war, at that time in Morocco. Of this astonishing little man, Najib Daho. 12 years and 5 months of boxing. The black shorts distinguishing Najib Daho. And from Canada, in blue, Johnny Kalbhenn. Kalbhenn boxing out of that curious low crouch that he adopts. Daho, who has been erratic during his career, looking now to put together a really convincing performance in this, his defense of the Commonwealth title. Big crowd here in the Oldham Sports Centre, but quiet at the moment, anticipating the fireworks yet to come. Daho being first.
Daho doesn't have his usual sharpness in the first round here. Normally, straight from the first belly, he puts punches together, exerts pressure. But he's going to have a look at Kalbhenn. He's looking for the target, but he hasn't really let the punches go yet. The kind of lazy first round by Daho's own standards.
Kalbhenn, of course, something of an unknown quantity to manager Jack Trickett and his team in Daho's corner. They'll be sizing up Kalbhenn in this first 3 minutes.
Kalbhenn doesn't look particularly difficult to hit. So I'm surprised Daho has been less than accurate in the first round here.
Daho getting encouragement in his corner as they point out to him what he's got to do now. He's had an incredible career as Najib Daho. 56 fights record stretching back over 12 years, but only 3 in the past 2 years. Just 1 win in that time when he took the Commonwealth title off Pat Doherty. Johnny Kalbhenn getting instructions there from Peter Wiley, who's looked after him his whole career as a pro. Kalbhenn slow off his stool, and there was no buzzer. Which caused Kalbhenn to be taken a little bit by surprise. Oh, yes, that's more like it from Najib.
That was a bit better from Daho. Now, Kalbhenn doesn't, as I say, look difficult to hit, but Daho just didn't seem to have much life about him in the first round. Maybe he'll spark into life here in the second.
Referee Billy Rafferty backs them away. And Najib going with that big left, long swinging left hand. The one that destroyed Pat Cowdell. And he walked into one himself then.
It's unbelievable. Daho's been caught with these punches, are so crude and delivered so slowly from Kalbhenn. Kalbhenn just looks like a strong little fighter, strong, awkward, persistent little fighter. But his punches seem slow, just arm punches. You hit their catching, Daho.
Kalbhenn trying to mess Daho up as much as he can.
Daho's boxing here as though he's just done 8 hard rounds. You know, this doesn't look like the first couple of rounds of a Najib Daho performance. I don't know what he's got in his mind here. Daho's cut, I think, over the left eye.
Yes, left eye. That's almost inevitable with the way the heads are down there, and he shook his head, did Daho, as he went back to his corner. And clearly they've got some work to do there. Dave Farrell is in the ring with the cut swab. These are anxious moments then for Daho's supporters. Kalbhenn is being instructed to go in and open that eye up again.
Well, Daho's cut Hugh, and the only man who has to blame for that is himself. It's been a terrible performance so far. Maybe this will spur him into life. I mean, the real Najib Daho would really enjoy himself against this man, because this man doesn't do anything particularly well, yet Daho can't seem to get any rhythm into his work.
To a great extent, I think that's been the curse of Daho's career, the erraticness of it. The constant search for a regular consistency of performance. Some day, go day, win one, lose one has been the story of some 12 years of boxing.
I'm amazed. I mean, Daho has the look of someone who's just gone, as I said, 7 or 8 hard rounds. You know, he looks jaded. He doesn't really seem to be interested in the job. He's trying big single pot shots instead of trying to find a bit of rhythm in his boxing. This is looking like one of Daho's bad nights.
Well, Kalbhenn using his forearm and almost anything. That may spark things into a bit of a war. Well, that's not unusual from Kalbhenn. He had a point deducted in his last fight against Joey Gamache for using the elbow. Crowd urging Najib Daho now to work. He's just allowing himself to be roughed up by this Canadian. I think referee Billy Rapley is going to have a hard time sorting these two out.
Well, I've seen Daho in quite a few rough fights, but he's always had a little bit of rhythm, a little bit of technique, but he hasn't shown either of those two things tonight. He just doesn't seem to have his act together. He's making so many mistakes. He's punching, his timing is way off, but he's not showing the usual technique. I don't know what's wrong with him tonight.
Well, he must have been really psyched up for this one. A bit of grease now on that cut left eye of Daho, but they've done a very, very good job on it. Doesn't seem to be bothering him. And he got the left hook in then.
Well, a little bit of improvement from Daho here. He's using the jab a little bit more now. He's looking for the target instead of putting his head down and swinging at it. So maybe he realises himself it's time to put some thought into his work.
Yes, he wants to find the left hand that he used to bang out Pat Cowdell when he won the British Super Feather title. Well, there wasn't much about that. Certainly a rough, tough customer, this Canadian. Oh, that was a good left hand. And Daho's leg went. And he's shaken off the effects of it. But that was a moment of peril for Najib Daho. And he got caught by lefts and rights then.
Daho's getting caught with these crude punches. He's his tactics all wrong. He needs to tighten up a little bit, start using the jab, using some cultured boxing. All the way through, he's been boxing as Kalbhenn's type of fight, and it's never worked for him.
4 years difference in age. Daho 30, Kalbhenn 26. I should think John Kalbhenn will feel reasonably satisfied with himself at the end of that round. Certainly his cornerman, John Wiley, Peter Wiley, is looking fairly unconcerned.
See, Daho's making so many mistakes. His defences are so loose. That's just where their feet got a little bit tied up. Shortly after this, there was a little right-hand punch. Bang, caught Daho a little bit. Again, the feet caught a little bit square, but he was definitely staggered by that punch.
Once again, the tangle, the wrestling. Again, Daho gets a couple of good shots in and then goes wild.
Well, at least Daho looks a little bit fired up at the beginning of this round. Hopefully this is the shape of things to come. He looks a little bit fired up. He looks at long last as though he really wants to go in with the job.
That got him. That definitely got Kalbhenn.
This is more like the action we expect from Daho. Hopefully he'll keep the pressure up here and pick his punches now.
Still plenty of bounce in Kalbhenn's legs. Sturdy legs they are too. Kalbhenn 2 inches taller than Daho, but the way he fights, he's almost 3 inches shorter. Well, as you'd expect here in the Oldham Sports Centre, plenty of support for Najib Daho.
Well, Daho had a little bit of sharpness in his early work in this round, but unfortunately he's back into the wild swinging again.
Both boxers at times finding it difficult to keep their feet in the ring. Well, it's a great start to that round for Daho, but a pretty messy sort of ending. Retain his Commonwealth title in convincing form. Oh. Kalbhenn signaled that one as though he got a semaphore flag in his right hand and then didn't make contact. Kalbhenn cuffing, but hurting with the cuff shots, as it were.
This is a pretty difficult one for the referee to score because there's so many punches delivered off target or within inside of the glove, cuffing, slapping punches. It's not an easy one to score. I have Daho slightly in front, although it's not one of his better performances. I think his punches have been that little bit better. Kalbhenn's pawing and shoving with punches there.
Oh, that was a beauty. But this tough Canadian, his legs did not flutter at all. He was still strong, and he got caught with that one, though. Now, that was a very good punch, and he did stagger on that.
Now, these are good punches from Daho now, but usually a hallmark of Daho's performance is the way he puts punches together. But all these good punches have just been single shots tonight. Hasn't really found his rhythm. But a few more of those shots, good clean shots to the chin, maybe get him into control.
I think a lot of his wildness is beginning to show that he's angry with himself, that he can't put on the show that he had hoped to produce. Some of these body bangs must be certainly hurting Daho a little. Daho goes back to his corner, and I think he's got a bit of a lump underneath the left eye now, which could easily be due to a clash of heads or something like that, because there have been so much close head work in this fight.
Daho's done some good work with single punches. That was the good right hand, but yet again he doesn't have the rhythm tonight to follow up when he lands at a good single shot.
Kalbhenn late out of his corner again. Just under 12 minutes of boxing schedule, 4 more rounds to decide whether Daho hangs on to the Commonwealth lightweight title or whether it travels off to Canada along with John Kalbhenn. Certainly seems to be a cut that Kalbhenn has picked up. Whether it's the left eye or the left cheek, it's difficult to see. Yes, that's beginning to look a bit messy for Kalbhenn. And Daho banging away at that cut. Cut seems to be in the corner of the eye. Corner of Kalbhenn's left eye. In saying that, they've done a marvellous job on the cut that Daho picked up so early in this fight. down towards the bell at the end of 9, and Kalbhenn's corner preparing to do some eye repair work.
See, yet again, Daho's tried to blast Kalbhenn out with one single shot. Instead of trying to find a little bit of rhythm, it's probably too late in the contest now. He's beginning to feel the pace, a bit tired, but he needs some rhythm.
Gary Newborn ringside with Pat Barrett, the British light welterweight champion. I wonder what they feel about this fight.
Pat, Najib seems to be fighting really badly tonight.
Oh, it does. I mean, it'd win this fight more clearly if he was just to stand up a little bit and do a bit more boxing, because, you know, he's catching very easy with the jab, but at the moment, at the present time, Najib seems to be making very hard work of this fight.
Head on points, though, I think.
Oh, yeah, well ahead on points. He's throwing the cleaner punches. I mean, the Canadian's here, a very tough lad, and he is actually here to win the fight, but he's very strong, and like I said, Najib's really making a meal of this fight.
Last round.